What's going on, guys? Ted from Nerd Immersion here, and apparently my hair's a mess. It's pretty hot here, so I'm feeling pretty gross. Tired from being back from a convention, but oh my god, was there so much news last week for D&D. If you didn't watch D&D in Meltdown, or Live from Meltdown, then you missed out on a ton of information, and I'm going to go over all of that right now. It's all about new campaigns, new books, new everything, so stay tuned. Alright, so I guess we'll jump right in. To start off, there's going to be a new campaign called Storm King's Thunder. It's a giant-themed campaign. We kind of thought this was going to happen. We heard rumors of this, even hearing of Storm King's Thunder as the name a few weeks back, and it turns out that is true. There is two videos, which I'm going to get to towards the end of this video, which I will show that are going to detail. Basically, it's the live playthrough of a new game, as well as the live announcements of all these things by Chris Perkins. But why don't I give you a little bit of a rundown of what you can find easily on the Wizards of the Coast website, or you can just check down below in the description for all of the links. So, there's a link here for the story so far for Storm King's Thunder. It's, long story short, there's a chain of command for giants and the way they go about their kind of social cast, and the kind of main giant god just decides to end that because the giants decided to not take up arms and do anything when Tiamat was trying to rise and the dragons were ruling. Giants and dragons have a large rivalry, and because the giants didn't step up to do anything during that time, the god of the giants, whose name escapes me from off the top of my head, he basically breaks the giants' social cast, the thing that kind of says hill giants are the weakest and storm giants are the best. That's out the window, and now the whole giant world is in chaos. It's causing all sorts of havoc for the small folk of the world, and some giants are vying for power. Some want the structure back. Some are happy that it's destroyed. King Hekaton, there it is right there. So basically I'll read you this. Hill giants are stealing grain and livestock. Fire giants are press ganging small folk into the desert, while frost giants' long ships have been pillaging along the Sword Coast. When the elusive cloud giants have been witnessed, their just floating castles appearing above Waterdeep and Baldur's Gate, whereas the storm giant King Hekaton, who is tasked with keeping order. And basically everything I just told you is happening. There's a couple of awesome new things going on. There's this Force Grey Giant Hunters. This is a brand new series that is going to be on the Wizards of the Coast Twitch page, I believe. I'll double check that in a second here. But it's going to be hosted by Matt Mercer. He is the Dungeon Master. I guess it's not hosted by him, but he's the DM. And the players are a lot of names you may recognize. Brian Posehn, who's a comedian. He's going to be playing character. Ashley Johnson, who you may recognize from Critical Role or Blind Spot. Chris Hardwick, amongst others. So it's a fairly star-studded cast. Some are veterans of D&D, others are fairly new. And we're going to get more into that video in that series in just a bit. There's a lot about how rune magic works, and because that's going to play a big part into this campaign. They also talked a lot about the ability for your player characters to get giant-like strength or become giants while still retaining being their characters. So there was a lot about that. This is again all about giants. There is some more press here, which we'll get to in a sec. And then down here, if you want to just click these links, which I'll have in the description, it's just basically information on all of the giants. So here's information on fire giants, stone giants, and so on for all the different giants. Just like a quick one, like a 3-paragraph description of what those giants are and what makes them those giants. So, Force Grey Giant Hunters. This is the story of this new group here. This is coming in it's about Storm King's Thunder. When does it start? You can see the cast and the characters. So Hardwick, and then a little bit about each of the characters here as we go on and on. And there's a little art of the characters as well. So it doesn't really tell me too much about the actual series in and of itself, about when it starts. Play D&D a comic this summer. It's about the new storyline. It actually doesn't say. This was that they did at D&D Live at Meltdown was kind of a preview to the story. Oh, here we go. Look for 4th grade Giant Hunters to debut this summer. I'm sorry, it was on Nerdist.com. And you can catch kind of the intro on YouTube, on the Wizards of the Coast YouTube. They also said that the upcoming Acquisitions Incorporated storyline is going to roll into... It's going to kind of be a precursor leading up to the release of Storm King's Thunder. So be on the lookout for that. And then there was... which we're going to get to because some pretty cool stuff. The press assets. We're going to go through some of those. But first, I'll just show you this link. I'll mute the sound. But this is, as you can see, they're playing live at Meltdown Comics. This is all of the characters that are going to be in this campaign, minus Hardwick, who was not there, but will be there soon, with Matt Mercer as the DM. We can skip ahead a little bit, and you can see they didn't really... There wasn't crazy... like mechanics and combat, but it was mostly roleplay because they don't have a lot of room, as you can see. And then this, which again I'll also mute, was the actual pre-show where Allison Hayslip is hosting, and here's Chris Perkins out there kind of just giving his whole spiel about what is Storm Giants Thunder. Mike Merle shows up, and so on and so forth. They're going to call out guests to talk about characters, talk about the campaign, things like that. So, what was in all those press assets? Well, why don't we take a look? These are just the logos, which isn't really anything fun. But this is where it's at. So, minimize that. I'll throw this over here. This is something they did announce. The upcoming new Icons of the Realm Storm King's Thunder pre-painted series by WizKids, coming this fall, as it normally does, launching alongside the campaign. Obviously going to be a lot of giants. I don't know how interested I will be in this set. I'll probably buy at least a box and do an unboxing for you guys. We actually have closer renders of the images on the side, so we'll get to those in just a sec. Assault on the Giants is, I believe, a new... Is that the name of the whole kind of overall campaign? Or it might also be... it looks like it's a WizKids game. That might be the name of... Oh, this is Storm King's Thunder. This might be another new board game, possibly. This is something else that was announced, is Volo's Guide to Monsters. This is basically a monster... I wouldn't call it Monster Manual 2, but it's a whole chronicle of this monster kind of, I guess, biologist, you would call him, something like that, monster expert, who wrote a whole guide to monsters, immerse yourself in monster lore, in the supplement for the world's greatest role-playing game. So this is, I don't know, but in my brain I want to say over 100 new monsters for Dungeons & Dragons. This is canonical expansion, adding new monsters to the world of Dungeons & Dragons. This is the first actual source expansion for monsters. We got a little bit of character content with some new races and some new class archetypes in Sword Coast Adventures Guide. This is going to add us new monsters, which we do occasionally get a few every so often in one of the supplements. I'm sorry, one of the campaigns, but this is just a hard, crunchy supplement book. And you can obviously expect me to do a what's new in this book, or at least a full overall review on this book as soon as I get my hands on it. There is also a limited edition version of this, which you can pre-order only through your game shop, that has a special alternative cover done by an artist whose name escapes me, but it looks like this. So if you want to get your hands on the limited edition of this book, you need to go to your game shop and pre-order it, which I will be doing as well. Here is the Storm King's Thunder book itself to show you the campaign. Aaron M. Evans is making another book in the Farida Brimstone Angel series. This one's called The Devil You Know. It's a companion to The Adversary. A new R.A. Salvatore book, book 3 for Homecoming, is called Hero. Again, going alongside with that. Storm King's Thunder is coming to Neverwinter, as always, as the new campaigns do. Big news as well, Neverwinter is now going to be coming to PS4 as well. It was on Xbox One and PC. It will now be on PS4. That is back to the beginning there. However, we do have some renders of what's on the side of the box for some of the new monsters in the mini set. So it looks like a 3-keen here. I guess just like a human paladin, I guess. He's probably one of the... This is Cleef Kenrick. I'm guessing he's, again, one of the kind of main PCs for the campaign, or NPCs for the campaign. Fire Giant, this looks awesome. And this says Eomerth Emerth. She looks like a storm giant to me, based on this, but that's my guess. Any other interesting renders or press assets? Some new social media icons with the different giants on them, and then an image of Hecaton, who's the Storm Giant King who we were talking about before. And you can get this in a very large image here at the poster size. And there's that guy we were talking about, Leif Kenrick, down the bottom there. And then the actual press release paperwork. But anyway, I think that is pretty awesome, guys. Let me know what you guys think. I mean, talk about awesome news. We knew we were going to get new campaign stuff, but I didn't expect a whole new monster expansion, which is awesome. So I'm super pumped about that. Let me know what you guys think. Are you excited to watch this? Did you like the videos? Did you think they were a little bit weird? It does seem like a lot. Like I said before, I wonder how this is going to impact Critical Role if both Ashley Johnson and Matthew Mercer are diverting their time to 2 different campaigns. We'll see how that goes. But anyway, you can click up here to view Know Your Role. That's my Tuesday night stream where I play D&D with my friends up in my dining room. Things got interesting. The druid came back. The wizard went away. They encountered some interesting NPCs, and things are starting to gear up. Like, things are going to get a little bit crazy. The story may actually progress in the right direction. Who knows? Right here in the middle is my Kickstarter spotlight. This week I did all about a new RPG called Threadbare. It's a very kid-friendly game where you play as patchwork toys or socks or things like that in a post-apocalyptic world where things are falling apart and you are like a toy, sort of from like Sid's Workshop, trying to patch yourself to get from Toy Story, trying to patch yourself together to keep on living and surviving and moving through this tough new world. And as you change, your personality changes as well. And down below is the Dungeon Master Guild spotlight. Something real quick and dirty. It's called Names for 10 Days. It's over 9,000 different names. If you're curious what my thoughts are on that, you can go and click there and check that out. Or click right over here to subscribe to the channel so you stay up to date on what's going on. I'm sorry for those of you who saw my the 35th episode of Know Your Role go out. For some reason, when I launched it, it didn't have sound, so I've gone back and since edited that, so you can go and check that out. Anyway, guys, I hope you have a great little bit of rest of your weekend, and I hope you have a great start to your week, and we'll see you Tuesday night.